Hi everyone, welcome back to Idol Talk, where we explore South Korean pop culture one obsession at a time. My name is Nathan, and I'm your host.
Everyone, I'm Ashley, and I am just amazed at how fast this year has flown by. So much has happened, and I feel like part of me missed it all, but also I was there for all of it. Like it's it's so fast.
So fast. And being a K-pop stan actually, I think, makes the year go faster.
Yeah, because you're always looking forward to something coming up in
Yeah,
the upcoming month.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree. And we'll be rounding up the year with our Idol Talk Awards coming up, so stay tuned for that. Okay, Gabe. Gabe is freshly back from not the motherland, but the K-pop motherland.
Yes. Hello, everybody. It's Gabe. I am literally, I landed like 2 hours ago, 2.5 hours ago,
Wow, the
back in San
dedication.
Francisco. Back from Seoul, and yeah, it was a interesting month.
Okay,
In
what
a
are
good
some of the
way?
best things that you ate on your trip?
So I went to this hot dog stand
Ooh.
in um Bukchon,
Mm.
the Bukchon village. There's like one that's like just east of um the Gyeongbokgung Palace.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like that hot dog stand was like featured on like KBS or something. They had a little
Oh,
poster of
interesting.
like how they were on KBS, and it was actually very good.
Mm.
Um, they had like a bulgogi hot dog. They had like the classic sweet one. They did like spicy pork. They
Wow.
had a vegetarian. Yeah, so that was good. And then I tried amazing. So you know how like Koreans love Italian
Like the
food, sort of.
fusion. Yeah.
Like they
Did
like
not know
even though
that.
it's like I don't know, like
There's a lot of
I feel
pasta
like
places there.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like pasta places.
Oh,
It's like a
okay.
thing. Like people enjoy that. So I like was trying to find good pasta, and it took me like 4 tries to find a good place. But I found one that's called, I think, El Riso or something. It's like near the Hyundai
Okay.
department. It's near the Hyundai department store.
Mm.
Very
Uh-huh.
good. Would highly recommend if you're ever looking for pasta. Because I got
So would
tired of
you
Korean food at a certain point. So I was like,
Right.
I want to find pasta.
I mean, given you were there for a whole month.
Yeah.
So that happens. Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll hear more about your trip as the recordings go by. We are back. It seems like it's been a while. But we are back with a K-Bops episode, and Ashley's gonna kick us off with the first bop.
Yes, this indeed is a motherfucking bop. It was released on November 3rd, uh, and it's Jung Kook's title track off his debut album, and the song is Standing Next to You, featuring Usher.
They can't divide us, we'll survive the test of time. I swear that I'll be ready. Standing next to you, next to you. Oh, next to you. You know it's deeper than the rain, it's deeper than the pain. Deep like DNA, something they can't take away. Hey, tick, 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 we take off.
So the song was released at the beginning of November, but the remix featuring Usher was released today, um, December 1st. And a little bit about Standing Next to You. Again, it was the title track off his album Golden, which I bought.
Oh, you did buy.
I bought it. I haven't opened it yet. Maybe I'll do it like an unboxing on the IG, but
Yeah.
I haven't bought a K-pop album in a minute, and I needed this. Like he's my child, my firstborn son. I need to support him. Anyway, that was at Target for $25. But hmm, so this song, "Standing Next to You," it according to Genius.com, it adopts the grand us against the world mentality prevalent in many 2000s pop songs,
Mm.
such as Beyonce's Halo. So just like grandiose sound. These simple yet powerful emotions are laid on top of this dramatic jazz funk disco pop instrumental that complements the romantic retro aesthetic of the song. So it's a 2000s inspired song that has a lot of influence in 80s Michael Jackson, 80s pop. And the Michael Jackson, I'm telling you, Michael Jackson trend, like 80s, is coming back because everything, like the choreography was Michael Jackson like inspired, the outfits that they were wearing, the black suits, the white in button up shirt on the inside, like very iconic Michael Jackson. They even did like the hip thrust, the head holding, the kick, the thrust, like everything. They did everything.
A timeless concept.
Yes, and it's so good. It's so good. And what I love about this release is that Usher is in it. I mean, it was already a good song, but I think Usher added that like nostalgic 2000s element because he is like a very popular, or he was a very popular 2000s R&B singer. So the genre just like fits great with both of them. The original song, without Usher, so on its original release, it debuted at number 5 on the Billboard Hot 100. I didn't even look up how many music show wins it had because, like, once your song debuts on the Hot 100 global chart, like, it doesn't matter how many Mnet show champion uh, trophies you won, like you're on another level. So it debuted at number 5, which is actually lower than Seven's debut. Seven debuted at number 1, and then 3D with Jack Harlow debuted at number 5. So it performed lower than Motto and Jungkook 7, but I mean, still a fucking bop. What I love about the choreography specifically are the people that performed it in the music video. So if you listen back to our Jungkook 7 recap with Sammy and Nathan like a couple episodes ago, we talk about Brian Puspos, who is our Filipino king. Like he is like a very famous, not famous, I don't know if he's famous, but like at
He
least
is
in
our
the Filipino,
representative.
the Filipino dance communities, which I am not a part of, but I stan, like he is a staple. And what was special about the Standing Next to You uh choreography is that Ian Eastwood was also part of it. And for those who probably don't know, Brian Puspos and Ian Eastwood, they're like two peas in a pod. They're homies, they're besties, and they used to be on a dance crew together that performed on, I don't know if you guys remember the show America's Best Dance Crew. If you were in LA between the years of like 2008 and 2012, like you were all about America's Best Dance Crew. It's basically like the MTV America's version of Street Man Fighter, where dance crews like compete against each other. And Brian Puspos and Ian Eastwood were on a dance team on that show in 2012. And since then, like they did some performances together. They probably like went separate ways, and now they're reconnecting for Jungkook, for fucking Jungkook. So the whole time I was watching the music video, I like was in disbelief that I even saw Ian Eastwood and Jungkook like on the same frame.
Was it because it just reminded you of your adolescence?
Yeah, like I used to go to tapings of America's Best Dance Crew. It's just crazy, like the world's colliding. I love it. So I love the song. I love the choreography. I love the people, the backup dancers that are dancing to it. It's just all around amazing. And the last thing I want to bring up in my review is that 2 days ago, is it 2 days? Yeah, 2 days ago, or maybe like 3 or 4 days ago, Hybe announced that um, the remaining four BTS members, RM, V, Jimin, and Jungkook, are going to leave for the military this month, mid-December. RM and uh, V are leaving on December 12th, and Jungkook and Jimin are leaving the following day. No, they're leaving. RM and V are leaving on the 11th, and Jungkook and Jimin are leaving on the 12th, which is low key kind of sad because like they're going to be leaving right before Christmas. Like, why not just
Yeah.
like push it a little bit more? But yeah, so as of 2 weeks from now, all of the members of BTS will finally be in the military. And yeah,
Isn't Jin like almost
yeah,
done?
he is. Yeah, he actually is going to return June 2024. So there's going to be a 6-month break where not break, but like period, where all members of BTS are going to be in the military. They probably have content lined up, you know how Hybe is. They're pre-recording so much shit all the time. So we're probably gonna get like a Jungkook documentary on Disney Plus,
Yeah.
like all of
A
these
whole
different things.
documentary.
Yeah, yeah, a golden documentary. So yeah, there's only
Okay. I had always wanted them to also go together, so I'm glad that
Mhm.
they're kind of all going together. But a part of me is like, dang, Jungkook, Jungkook really should have gone on a massive, massive world tour, kind of in the same way that Suga did, because he was just like setting himself up for it. And I thought that that's what he wanted. Like, so I'm a little bit, oh, I'm glad that they're all going together, but I'm like, dang, like you're out for 2 years, like, a year and a half, two
Yeah,
years, right? And I felt like just from like marketing perspective, and maybe like marketing doesn't matter because he's also rich and doesn't need
yeah,
a single anything else in the entire world, right? He doesn't have to prove anything to anyone. But I'm like, dang, you set yourself up for like 3 hits on your own,
yes.
and he could have really done really a massive world
More.
tour. Yeah.
Yeah, he could have done way more. And granted, like he only has one album where Suga has like, 3 or 4
Okay,
mini
but how
albums
many
or
songs
whatever.
were on that
Like
album? How many songs were on that album?
it's like 15 or
Yeah,
12
okay.
or what.
You
Close
perform
enough.
every single one of those songs. You perform three or four BTS songs and maybe a cover. You have a concert.
Yeah. And you could tour the world
You can literally
for
tour the world, and maybe if it's a little shorter than the rest of them, then you charge $10 less. That's my
I
thought.
know. There's a lot of money missed opportunity here, but
Yeah, I wouldn't say, yeah. I just thought that, oh, that's what he wanted. Like he was just setting himself up for like this massive US tour, west, like across the world. Could have done it. Um, but I think duty calls, I guess. But he's also young,
yeah,
so I'm just like, you're not going as 7 anyways.
I
So
know.
maybe the Golden Magne could have been a little rebellious here and gone on his own. That's what
I
I
know.
thought was.
Probably they released a statement about like being reunited in 2025, and they're like, well, fuck, we can't like go back now. Like we can't reunite in 2026 if you
I
just
mean, they're
leave
not going
like
to reunite in 2025 though, because the boys are still going to be in the military for another six
6 months.
months after 2025.
I know. So they're really
So
gonna
it's already,
reunite like yeah. He could have pushed it like 4 months
yeah, you could have pushed
and
it. That's what I'm saying. Because you
and
already pushed it.
reunited in like November, December.
Yes. But I respect their choices. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
What are
Um,
Go ahead, Gabe.
wasn't Jungkook the mo like out of all of those kind of solo activities, hasn't Jungkook been like the most successful basically?
I think by far.
I think charting, like global charting, yes.
Yeah, I think by far. I
Hmm.
don't know if there's any question about that. Like Seven was a mega hit in ways that the rappers didn't really go for, in ways that the rappers type of music doesn't appeal to like a general pop audience.
Yeah, plus
I
it
think it
was in
was,
Korean and not in English.
yeah.
Like the audience
Mm.
that he was trying to target was much wider.
I feel like as BTS as a group kind of fizzles away and they start doing more solo stuff, I think we're gonna start to see more differentiation between the members.
In terms of
Like,
their
I think,
trajectories.
yeah, like nothing against J-Hope, but I don't think he's gonna be a prolific solo act like for a really long time, you know?
I agree. Like, actually, if you look at it, apart from JK, which I think is an outlier, like solo artists really have to work for their fame,
Yeah.
so to speak, right? And it doesn't just because, and I think that this was BTS was a really strong test of the claim that I'm about to say. Like, just because you're part of a big group doesn't mean that you're destined to have a really good solo career, even though you have a strong backing. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Jimin did well, but not great, like for his standing in the K-pop world.
He was like barely winning Music Bank.
Right, that's what I'm saying, right? Like the girl groups did way better than he did this year, like
Yeah.
objectively looking at the charting. And JK too. Like he's not surpassing the digitals of these girl groups for the most part. Like the massive ones from his same company. So they really have to continue to, they're just like the rest of them, quite frankly. Sometimes Baekhyun has a hit and sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes Kai
Yeah.
has a hit, sometimes he doesn't. Like it doesn't always hit.
And I think they don't care
Yeah, they're
if it
just,
hits or not. They're just releasing music for the fuck of it at this point because, like, they have enough money. Their company probably has enough money.
I think it's showing that they are in fact human though.
yeah, they are human. I think that they are human.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
they will have, like, if they don't have to actually stay relevant all that much, like, but in order for them to stay relevant, they have to work just like the rest of them do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the
Agreed.
solo activities really did show that,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, in another world, the theory could have been like literally they would, anything that they released would have been great, but that's not necessary, or that everyone was going to consume it, right? But that wasn't the case, like objectively. But they are also had a lot of successes this year.
Yeah.
I have one more hot take a little bit, and this is maybe the last time that I will say it because this might be the last time we talk about it since they're going to the military. I'm just like really, really struggling with with the need for these collaborative artists. I think
Mm,
that like Jungkook on his own, great. Like you do you, right? Um, but I just think that him collaborating, and I say this in defense of BTS and in defense of Jungkook's talent and Jungkook's standing and everything that he
Yeah.
has to offer, and like he's the number one, like I don't, maybe not number one pop star, but like very high profile pop star right now. Period. Pop star,
Yeah.
not K-pop star. Pop star. I just think that he feels the pressure, or Hybe feels the pressure to loop him in with all of these people when he's really the alpha and they're not.
Yeah.
So it's not doing a disservice to him, but I think he's doing a lot of work for people that are not necessarily as relevant as him. Like Usher is obviously a timeless classic artist,
Hmm.
right? But certainly his time has passed,
Yes.
right? Like in a way that, I don't know, like I love Coldplay to death, but Coldplay's time has, their prime has passed. Like we're not living in the era of Yellow and the Scientist
Yes.
and Fix You, right? And I'm just like, dude, do you realize your value? And low key, you are pulling weight for these people that would not pull weight for you.
Yes. I agree. And in defense of BTS and Coldplay, like they're Coldplay stands.
No,
So
there are Coldplay fans. I tried to go to their
no,
concert this year.
they
Oh,
are
oh,
Coldplay
oh.
stands.
Thank you.
BTS, they are Coldplay stands. And so I think I agree with you. Yes, Coldplay is past their prime and BTS is putting them back on the map.
But you're saying
But
that they
like
wanted that
they wanted that.
because
And I
they
think
respect Coldplay.
right. And I think it kind of might be the same for
Usher.
Usher and Justin Timberlake, you know, with the 3D collaboration, but in a different way. Cause like in the early 2000s, which Jungkook's music is like heavily influenced by,
And he grew up in the
Yeah,
2000s.
Justin Timberlake and Usher, well, he was like 3 years old. Come on, like
But okay, but he did, it's not like, I don't know,
yeah,
young stars saying that their music was inspired by the 90s and the 2000s and they weren't even
right.
living in the 2000s.
Right. So I think like maybe they wanted to collaborate with these people, but I think it also like just adds a little bit more to the nostalgia because it's like a 2000s influence song and these were two like 2000s popular artists.
Mm.
But I do agree Jungkook is
I
like way more famous and it doesn't add very much, you know,
That's what I'm saying.
The Justin Timberlake, it's like a nice to have, but if it didn't exist, like I also wouldn't care.
Actually, I think that both of our comments are not mutually exclusive. That
Yeah.
like you want it, sure, go get it. But you do realize that the effect of it is you're probably not going to gain that much from it other than
Yeah.
nostalgia for yourself.
Right.
And you are putting those people back into the spotlight because you are currently in the spotlight. And I don't know if they would be willing to share the spotlight with you. Like I don't know if they're really thinking about you. Like that.
Yeah.
That's what, I don't know. I'm done
Yeah.
with my spicy takes on BTS, quite frankly. I
Yes.
respect, they have had a legendary career and they are moving into a different stage of their lives. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to them 2 years down the line. Any other thoughts on this? I'm surprised that the podcast has not gotten canceled yet because I feel like we're always the only ones to not just say, yay, I liked this, yay, I liked that about BTS. So
Yeah.
anyways, okay, moving on then. I'm gonna go next. My recommendation this time around is going to be off of Red Velvet's third full-length album, and their title track is called Chill Kill. Okay, so Chill Kill is described as, and this is from Wendy herself, and this is how she described the song. She described the song as one that crashes silence abruptly. And the song is about a world turning upside down due to a chill kill. and it's has aspects of duality, the duality of hopefulness and tragedy kind of merged in together. So I took that as something that is very true to Red Velvet because the name of their group literally is what Wendy is describing. Their red side, which is their more perky side, not perky, oh, I don't know, perky. And then their velvet side, which is more of their silky, smooth R&B side. So the structure of the song, well, in general, I feel like this song goes into their Halloween-esque, spooky, eerie, a little bit creepy vibe track list in the same realm that Peekaboo kind of comes
Yeah.
from, which is also when that was the last time that Red Velvet released a full-length album, which was actually 6 years ago. But a full-length album, because they've done like a bunch of minis since then, but this is their most recent full-length album, which didn't happen for 6 years. And the Rebel Loves this year sent like protest carts asking for this, so I'm glad that they got it. Well, I guess because I would consider myself one. So it's giving Velvet, but at times it's also giving Red, so that kind of speaks well to the duality portion of it. The structure of the song is really interesting. As I was kind of looking through some reviews and listening to some commentary about the song, there's always a lot of commentary on Red Velvet songs. The structure of Chill Kill moves like velvet, red, velvet. Like it's kind of silky, and then the chorus is actually a little bit bright, and then it moves back to velvet, which is super interesting, which is, according to some critics online, the antithesis of the infamous Zimzalabim, which we originally covered 4 years ago to this day, not to this day, but 4 years ago, which moves from red to velvet to red. Like in Zimzalabim, when Joy breaks it all down in the pre-chorus or in the bridge, that's like that velvet part, but it moves from red to velvet to red, and this one, Chill Kill, moves from velvet, red to velvet. So I thought that that was really interesting. And in general, the song has a lot of twists and turns, which Red Velvet is known for. But for me, it's something that still sticks and is really memorable. I really enjoyed the song in general. The things that stood out to me were the vocals. Like we talk a lot about this on the podcast, like the like vocals in general, but it's still not something that I'm ready to say that groups can do. And Red Velvet really holds that down. I think the way that the 5 of their voices are layered together is very well done. Like they complement each other really well. I think the song speaks really well to what they're known for, which is storytelling in their music. Like just there's so much going on, and it's very adventurous, and also it's very versatile. Like it shows that they're very versatile in what they can do. Like basically, and some might think that this is a bad thing and kind of unconsumable, but when Red Velvet releases something, you might have an idea of what you're going to get based off of what they're capable of, but it's always something that's different.
Yes.
And something that is surprising. Sometimes that surprising is good. Sometimes that surprising is bad. But in this case, I would characterize the song as experimental with restraint.
That's fine.
And I think that in general, it was a solid song. Sometimes their surprising experimentation really works well, and it's like a big hit. I don't think that this was a humongous hit. But I don't think that they didn't risk everything on this one, which I also think is probably a good thing. So in general, I think that it was a risk-free song that generally did well. Like did it like peak every single chart? No. Did it generally do well? Is it still kind of charting here and there amidst a lot of competition? Yeah. Like I see it on iChart, like within the top 20. So I'm like, okay, that's pretty good for a second generation group. Or
Mhm.
sorry, not are they second generation or third generation? I don't know at this point, but they're definitely not the current generation
Third.
of third of the huge mega girl groups right now, right? So I think that that also needs to be placed into some kind of context, right? They're literally approaching their 10-year anniversary next year, which
Hmm.
is crazy. But anyway, sorry, Ashley, I cut you off.
No, if you didn't, I loved it because of what you said. I love that you said that it was the antithesis of Zimzalabim because if anyone knows, any listeners know, I hate that song. And anything that's the opposite of that is something that I will love.
It yes, this was maybe episode 2 or something. It's got to be like within the first 10 episodes of that we did, Ashley.
Yeah, and I can't let it go. Like SM songs, if you just listen to it a little bit more, it'll become catchy, but Zimzalabim is like a hard skip for me every time. I can't. But this song is really great. The notes that I have are more about the music video than they
Go
are
ahead.
about the song. So, number 1, I love horror concept always. Always. So good. I put "Come on, Wendy" acting. I love Joy and Solgi fighting. Yeah, oh, that one I probably will save till the end.
So I know
It's
where this is going.
giving 80s nostalgia, like Stranger Things spooky,
Yeah.
where they're burning down the house, which is
Yes.
interesting that you said that it's kind of like an upside down concept. I think that's what you said at least, because Stranger Things, that's literally their thing. They go
Yeah.
into the upside down, everything is turned like inside out. Um, I put "Come on, Eye Patch Joy," and then what is the story here? I don't get it. Are they murderers? So, what does chill kill mean? Like they just like softly killed this guy?
You know, I have not fully dissected what is happening there.
And low key, I thought because in the photo where they're all, it looks like a family photo. It's the 4 girls, like 3 and then 2, and then there's a man standing above them with like a face burned out. And there's a scene where they like cut the photo so that the man's head is separated from the girls. And low key, I was like, they're cutting Lee Soo-man out of their life. Like, I don't know. That's what I thought the entire time. I was
That's
like,
very
who else?
interesting.
Who else could it be?
I mean, it
But
could be that man. Well, that man from Peekaboo is dead. So,
oh, like a continuous story
but it
continuation.
couldn't be, but because he's dead also.
I really just imagined Lee Soo-man. They were like, we're
Okay.
done with him, you know?
You know, Red Velvet music videos are a little bit over the top. The storyline,
Yes.
everyone has different interpretations of it. You just go with whatever you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, amazing. I loved it. Everything about it.
Yeah. I think also the point choreo is like this, I
Yeah.
think also. So I'm just like, okay, there's a very memorable part there. I
Yeah.
saw a lot of like IG reels and TikToks of people doing it. Third full length album, like they're a third generation group that is definitely slowing down in their music, and it's always good to hear from our veterans here. So, anyways, Gabe, did you have anything else?
It was it was definitely a more Red Velvet song, I think. And for that reason, it's like not one of my favorites.
Mhm.
I really like their bubbly stuff, like Oompa Oompa and what else? What
Queendom
else is
or
red?
Queen, yeah,
Not Queen Card, Queendom.
yeah, Queendom,
Yeah,
Queendom, Power Up,
Kingdom is
like all
cool.
those things were more red, would be more red.
red
Yeah.
flavor.
Red flavor, yeah. A lot of the summer stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, I like their
I'm
summer stuff.
like glad that I mean, I'm always down for a summer Red Velvet comeback, but I'm also glad that it wasn't too red because it was like November and they also released it during like Halloween time, like
Yeah.
spooky fall season. So I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But the one other thing that or the last thing that I'll say is it also seemed like they're promoting very heavily. So they went on Killing Voice,
Our favorite
which
program.
is everyone's favorite program now. Gave us a freaking 30-minute concert, 30 minutes of just like straight through singing their hits. And I've been a Red Velvet stan since like 2015, like when I kind of started to go into the K-pop rabbit hole. I'm just like, dang, like imagine all that discography from their debut onward, like all the red stuff, and then suddenly like Yeri goes. This is like the one thing that I remember about Yeri during Killing Voice. She goes, "Oh, should we change it up a bit?" And then it moves to like Velvet, and then it goes back to
Mm,
do a lot of B-sides and all of that. I was like, dang, they're they've had a long, successful career.
yeah.
Lots of
And
hits.
discography is extensive.
Extensive. It's massive.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, dang, they've really had their time in the spotlight. And all good. Ashley, what did you think about the Killing Voice?
Fucking amazing, obviously. And the one who stood out to me was Wendy. Like, she can do no wrong. And she belts those notes so easily. It almost seems fake.
Yeah, I agree with you. This Killing Voice really spotlights certain people, but it
Mm,
exposes other people at the same time.
yeah. Yeah. It exposes the people who don't have important parts in the song.
Yes. But
Because if you,
they could spotlight on other programs.
that's true. That's true. Like if you were to do like a, what are those called when you count how much time someone has in a song? Like if you did
Line
that for
distribution.
line distribution,
Oh,
if you
yes.
did a line distribution of Killing Voice for Red Velvet, it would be like one third Wendy, and
Yeah.
then like everyone else gets a little bit portion, and then like the smallest portion would be for Yeri because she doesn't have a very strong voice, and she doesn't get featured in like those like
Yeah.
popular moments in the song.
Right. Like she doesn't have a moment.
She doesn't.
Right.
She doesn't.
Okay. All right. I think that's enough about yes. Ashley and I could go on for a long time about Yeri, but we're not doing that today. Not today.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right, thanks. Okay, Gabe, can you finish this off?
Yeah, so another VIVIZ song coming your way. This one is their latest title track, and it's called Maniac.
끝까지 신경 쓰여 This love is maniac, maniac, maniac But I can't killing it, killing it, killing it 사랑 말고 다른 말로 설명할 수 없는 멜로 It's maniac, maniac, maniac
Maniac is the title track off of VIVIZ's last um, album release. I think it was an EP and or mini album. Sorry. And it's described as a pop, electronic, kind of sultry mid-tempo song. Um, and the lyrics talk about a relationship that is toxic and addictive and a zero-sum game. So I think it's definitely a concept change from their previous release, which
Mm-hmm.
was Pull Up, right?
Yeah,
Was it
pull
Pull
up.
Up? Um, and I think this is a better concept for VIVIZ, honestly. Like leaning into like a more kind of mature, like sultry, kind of sexy vibe because,
Mm-hmm.
they're not like 18 years old anymore. They gotta
Mhm.
they gotta they gotta do different things. So I really like this new direction. And then my favorite kind of thing about this comeback was the choreo and how each chorus part had a different choreo. So there's like one, I think my favorite one was the one where they're like shaking their butt, but like looking like they're like facing away from the camera. And I think that's the second chorus, and they, like, were doing this dance challenge with a bunch of, like, male idols. It was super funny. Like, I think they had Changbin from Stray Kids, like, doing that,
Oh,
with
yeah,
Cindy. Did you
he
see that?
loves to do girl group dances.
Wait, who? Who?
Chongmin
Oh,
from
Changmin from the boys?
No, from Stray Kids, Changbin.
Stray Kids.
Oh,
Yeah, Changmin. Wait, what's his name? Changmin.
Changbin.
Gosh, I used to be a Stray Kids stan, and now here I
yeah,
am
what
mixing up
happened
their
to
names.
that?
I know, I fell
Changbin.
off.
Yeah, I
I
know
really
Changbin.
did.
Of course, Changbin.
Yes,
Not
Changmin.
Changmin from the boys or
I know,
TVXQ.
I know,
Okay.
I know. I'm confused.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyways, so the dance challenge is great with the booty shaking. We love a good booty shaking moment. And I think my favorite part of the song musically was the outro, because not enough people are doing outros these days, and, sometimes a song just needs an outro for it to, like, elevate it to the next level, and for me, I think this is a really strong comeback. It's, like, an actually good song
Mhm.
with actually catchy choreo, which is a big step up from whatever Pull Up was. No shade against Pull Up, but it was not good.
Um,
Thoughts?
Ashley, what did you think of the Vivi song?
So I have 5 notes here. Um, I put love, lo-fi chill vibes, love Unha's short hair, love the
Mm.
catchy chorus with the bass. I love her short black hair. Like she just looks so good with like the shoulder length hair. Um, I put this is a good sound. It's giving G Friend when they got acquired by Hybe. So Apple
Oh
or
gosh.
Mago or like
It
whatever.
was
Like
giving a little Mago.
yeah, yeah. And then um the lo-fi like girly sound is very, very popular right now. Like, there's a lot. I mean, I did a whole episode of girly pop songs with Sammy like one episode ago. And so my last comment is this an attempt to create Cupid by 50/50? It has similar soft girl vibes.
It's more it's more poppy, not I feel like it's not lo-fi enough though. It's pretty
It's a little bit
poppy.
hard. Yeah, it's a little bit harder, but
Yeah,
like
it's a little
it
harder.
I feel like it I don't know. I just feel like there's so many similar songs to Cupid 50/50 now, and I
Mm-hmm.
can't help but like correlate their success to the sounds that I'm hearing, like the reason why I'm hearing similar sounds now.
Mm.
Mm.
It's not that it's similar-ish, but not like an exact copy.
Sure.
I do
I
agree that this is a good song.
I do also agree that it's a good song. I agree that it's a good song. I am just concerned for them still.
Oh god.
I'm like very concerned that now they have released a good song, but no one is talking about it. So I am wondering, and I say this with a lot of sadness because I have also followed G Friend's career for a very long time, and they have at one point been a favorite girl group of mine. I don't, how is this sustainable for them? Like, is actually putting out music for the three of them sustainable?
Who knows? I mean, I saw a short. I think I sent it to you guys. They were dancing in the streets of Gangnam. I literally walked by the little like the street corner where they were dancing on. It's near Gangnam Station. It's
I'm
like,
Is
just,
that is that because are you surprised because that's like a rookie thing to do? Like
yeah,
established
yes,
idols don't dance on the street?
yeah, like you don't
yes.
dance on the street corner if you're like an established idol with like over 100 wins. Like you
I'm
don't,
just looking up like how many music show wins does G Friend have? I'm literally gonna look that up right.
I
I
think
was
it's
like,
over 100,
Dang.
right?
It
Or like
has
it's
to
close to
be.
it.
Like,
it's a lot. I mean, 71 according to kpopping.com. I don't know. That is a lot.
And then they have another like one or two from Bop Bop, so that's like 72.
yeah.
It's rough.
Anyway,
It's rough out there, I think, for them still with a good hit.
I know this was really good in a really good direction. I mean, this is what our podcast is for, you know? We gotta shout out our faves and give them some recognition because they are really trying hard
They're
to make
working
it
hard.
sustainable. They are. They're out here dancing in the streets of Gangnam, you know, like they are working hard and they need recognition.
It is rough out there in those streets. Like
it was cold
K-pop.
too. Like it was getting cold when they were doing that. Like
Okay, well
it was not comfortable.
I was more or less saying it as metaphorical. Like the K-pop industry is like rough. It is rough out there. Like, let's be real, like only the top 10% really eat. I mean, not like
Hmm.
metaphorically, right? It's like it's not an easy life.
It's
Hmm.
not.
And at one point the thing was girlfriend G friend was real eating for a
They were
very
at
long
the head
time.
of the table.
They were at the head of the table. They were. And it was snatched away from them.
I think right now the most prolific former G Friend member is probably Yuju.
Probably, yeah. But
The
yeah,
R&B
okay.
girl?
Yeah. The one that works with Kong Daniel now?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Probably.
Interesting.
I think
Yeah.
it's 'cause she carved out a niche for herself.
Hmm.
Yeah. Whereas like Yeren, she's like
Mm.
solo, like she's like in the depths of Nugudum right now. Like her music videos struggle to get like 1 million views.
And someone's not doing anything.
Someone's not
I
doing
thought she was
anything.
acting.
I think she tried to. I don't know.
I haven't
Damn.
seen her come up in anything, but
And then the
she
three
should just
girls are out here in
she should
Gangnam.
do modeling. So
She
on.
really should do modeling.
Like she's tall, she's pretty,
Mm-hmm.
like just lean into it. You don't have to, it's not that serious.
Yeah. Just make that money. Do what you need to do, you know? Like get out
Like
there.
you don't need to be an actor, you don't need to be a idol, it's fine.
Yeah, you really don't. You really don't. But that's the
How I feel.
life that they knew. That's the life that they knew. So it's hard to say like I'm doing a 360. It's not really a 360, but or
It's
180.
not.
It's more of a 360. You're just doing other things in and around media.
Right.
Anyways, I really like the song, which is why it's concerning because I don't know what's gonna happen to them.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think someone's writing on the wall now.
I mean, their album sales were like, I saw it was like 56,000 or something for the
Mm.
first 2 weeks, which is down from Pull Up.
Damn.
So
Uh-oh.
It's because like
Uh-oh.
the fandom isn't that big and not that strong anymore. So if you have tapped into one album sale for the year, they're not necessarily going to be more likely. Like they have a limited amount of resources.
Mhm.
So if they already spent their money on Pull Up, like what is happening with this other mini album, right? It's also like time and attention to what you're doing. They paid attention once, like just a couple months ago. It wasn't that long ago. And
Mhm.
now, they're asking for attention again, right? With a new comeback. So it's like I'm worried because the fandom is a little smaller and people have limited time and attention.
Yeah, it seems like the fandom is shrinking.
I have not left the fandom, but yes, I mean, it is different.
It is different. I was never a buddy to begin with. And I think I am at a similar level of engagement with VIVIZ.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I was probably a budding buddy, and I'm less of a buddy now.
Yeah.
But that's like it's just a whole bunch of things happened, right? I still want the best for them, but they also went in a very different direction, and circumstances didn't necessarily work out in their favor, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, anyways, I'm always happy to support VVs though. So, anyways,
Yeah. I mean, they're still releasing stuff. Their company seems to still be investing in them, so
who was in
we'll
their
see.
company again?
Profitable.
Who else was in their company again? Like, it's not a Nugu company. Like, other people are in this company, I believe.
Let me check.
It's something Planet, right?
Yeah, Big Planet Made Entertainment. They have Soyu,
Mm.
Lee Jin,
Oh, Lee
Bio.
Woo-jin's in this one. Okay. Yeah, this is definitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
They
like
got people.
it's not like they got yeah. But Soyu
Umuji
hasn't
went
done
on Lee
anything
Woo-jin
really since.
service before. She, well, all right. Maybe Inha can go on Lee Woo-jin service for them.
Yeah,
Inha,
that's what I was
she
thinking. They
definitely
need
has the
to,
vocals.
yeah, they need to get those girls out there.
I'm not just dancing on a street corner in Gangnam. That's not like gonna cut it
Really
anymore.
isn't gonna cut it. Okay. So thank you to the two of you for a good roundup of K-Bops. Next time
I have,
around, I mean, oh
I
yeah,
have
go ahead.
a final question for Gabe about his Korea trip.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh
When
yeah.
you were there, did you hear K-pop like out and about?
Yes. Like literally every like retail shop, not every retail shop, but
Yeah.
most retail shops, like just on the street, every block, there's at least like one or two stores that's playing K-pop.
Oh
Like I
yeah.
heard so much IVE just walking around.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I think it's
it's like
mostly
a thing.
Okay.
I think it's mostly
I
girl
just
girl
wanted it.
groups though.
I just want to get a feel of like what is happening on the ground. You know, who are the people standing? It
Well,
seems like
Yeah,
I
it's
think let's talk about that in our year-end roundup
definitely
Oh,
because
that's
I
good.
IVE, New Jeans, um, yeah, lots of girl group
think it was a lot of girl
stuff.
groups.
You never really I never really heard boy group K-pop songs just like
Yeah,
playing
it's
in
mostly girls.
the street. Yeah.
Interesting.
That was my
Like
experience too.
no one's gonna blast like God's Menu by Stray Kids in their store.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a
That's a
little bit
different
too like
audience. That's a different
off-putting.
audience.
Yeah, it's not the vibe.
It's not the vibe. It's not the vibe for like a 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Or not, yeah, anyways. Okay, Thank you to our listeners for tuning in. We're on Instagram at I'll Talk Pod. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us on all our major podcast directories and streaming platforms. We also have our content directory, idletalkpod.uwu.ai, where you'll see previous episodes categorized, including playlists, song recommendations, concert and K-drama reviews, and information about us. And it could be found in the description of our episodes here. We also have our email, idletalkpod@gmail.com. Please send us feedback or content requests. We've been getting some spicy questions, and we're always happy to take them. Listener requests. Our new, what is it? Bonchon Banter?
Yeah.
Is that what we're going for?
Bonchon Banter. Yeah.
That's our new series. So, we're hoping to tap into that a little bit more. And then since it's the end of the year almost, we're going to come out with a series of roundups and awards that we'll give out for all the amazing performers and performances that we heard this year. So stay tuned for that coming up in the month of December. So thank you to our listeners, and we'll talk to y'all later. Goodbye.
Bye.